Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lygia here with your full moon reading for December 15th, 2024. It is the last full moon of the year and it is in Gemini. So I have actually picked the cards already. We're going to go right into this. I've got 3 cards and they are from my deck. So the Take Back Your Power Oracle Guidance cards. And I usually do something from the other Moonology decks that I get. But this time I was told from my guides to just pick from my deck. So I have 3 cards here and we're going to go right into it. The first card that we have is Wisdom. Now, the reason why I'm just getting right into this is because I know that the energies are high. I've said this so many times. But I'm also pulling out the fact that more information will come up with each of these cards, so I've been told. So the Wisdom card is basically telling you how you have the wisdom of the ages within you. You've always had it basically from the moment you were born, but it's not exactly easier for you to get access to until you have started to get a little bit more experience. And what's beautiful about this is that because of the fact that we have the incarnations, all the wisdom from our incarnations are within us, we can access that. And this is the funny thing about this, is that what we would call the Akashic records, the information that is stored somewhere from the soul, bouncing from one body to another, is basically this huge encyclopedia. It's this huge dictionary, encyclopedia, library form of what you use or what you can access as a being living in this crazy duality to help you along your way. And it's also something that if you do know, if you want to access this wisdom, you can do this at any time. You're able to do this for, whether or not somebody can help you from those who are reading the Akashic records or from your own wisdom. So I'm going to read this card for us and basically just so that you have an idea of where this is coming from. Plus there's a lovely affirmation that goes with this too, that I want you to, that I'm sure that will probably resonate with some people. So, Wisdom. We store the memories of every experience of our many incarnations in the form of wisdom. Everything we experience, every feeling, thought, person we meet and speak to, and every goal achieved is stored in what we call our Akash. Many have familiarity with accessing the Akashic records, and some help to provide this opportunity to others through sessions which offer the wisdom within the library of our personal soul journey, which is what I was saying. We have the ability to access our personal Akashic record at any time through meditation and focused intent. The divine gift is becoming more prevalent as the consciousness of humanity increases, and that's our evolution is allowing us a little bit more and more access to our wisdom. We have been our own ancients and native peoples. Our wisdom is vast and covers many various occupations, living in realms with duality and in those only of unconditional love, in alternate dimensions of reality. With every experience, we gain wisdom, whether there is emotional energy involved or not. Our wisdom allows us to effortlessly pass through current experiences of challenge or loss, should we choose to. The consciousness processes challenges physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, connecting similarities with past life experiences. These may be seen as unexplainable fears, strange memories, or a knowing without knowing how you know the information. Wisdom is a part of our intuition as well. Allow your days to be full of joyful experiences, giving gratitude for your happy moments as well as your challenges, as everything is purposeful. Know that you have wisdom beyond your conscious understanding that you can utilize in any circumstance where it is needed by accessing your personal Akashic record through meditation and intent. Honor the wisdom you have gained through learning from challenging experiences and share this wisdom with those who require help in their journey. And that's exactly what's happening at this time. I'll talk a little bit more about this. The affirmation I've put into this with the guide of my guides is wisdom is always mine to access at any time. I realize that it is a wealth of information from my many incarnations that I may tap into, like reading a book from the library with focused intent and loving gratitude. My Akashic record is always here for my clarity and confirmation. So that said, what this is basically, this is talking about, especially for this time of year, we're in Gemini. Okay, so that's the two faces. We've got the two sisters, basically. And one is of one type, has many different traits in that sense. So there's two different traits that are going on here, which represents the duality that we're at right now. And the full moon is really bringing that out. We're seeing the complementary opposites of many different things or many different traits that people have at this particular time. The wisdom that we have within us can help us get through this particular time and to tackle any issues that come up. And this could be relationship wise as well. So if you have any times where you're butting heads with somebody, or you just know that something is happening at this particular time with certain relationships, whether they be romantic or friendship related or family, because we are in the family time period of Christmas too, then just be noticed. Just know that within you have this wisdom that can get you through the relationship, because you've probably experienced this in a previous incarnation before. So this is the other thing to draw upon. And this is, I'm also seeing too, because of the aspects, the astrological aspects that are happening right now, as they go into the new year, which we are going to have an alignment of all of the planets, which is pretty iconic. We're feeling this energy right now. All the alignments, all of the particular aspects that are happening, we are feeling this energy. And it's expressing itself within our relationships, which is, again, that Gemini kind of, that tone that we're going to feel with the relationships, especially at this particular time. But also just knowing that we have information and trusting our intuition is really called for at this particular time. That's where the wisdom is. Our wisdom is generated within our DNA. Because as we go through incarnations, as we have our incarnations, and we gain these experiences, where are they stored? The Akashic records can be accessed through your DNA, through your heart, through your DNA. So in this part of ourselves, we have the capability of finding out more. The cards talk, the message talks about how we have access to technologies that may not have been ever experienced in this lifetime of the last, well, our humanity at this particular time period. But the technological advances in our past incarnations or different incarnations can be accessed within ourselves. And that goes true for plummeting through this lifetime with the decisions you make. So if they were decisions for career or relationships or any type of projects that are coming up, you also have the capability of tapping into that. Our creativity. This is something else that is actually coming up at this time too. All of the full moon definitely means letting go. That also has something to do in the balance of creating creativity. And also bringing out the creativity that you have within you. And believe me, every one of us has that creativity within us. We just need to let go of some of the energy that is from the past. So this is one of those time periods where we really, really need to let go. We're going into a new year. And we don't want to take the guck that we've dealt with in this year into the new year. We want to start fresh. And really, what I see, and I've seen before and I've said it before, that the times between 2024 and 2026 is going to be a very transitional, transformational time period. There's a lot of things that are happening, a lot of moving parts, and we really need to let go of any kind of karmic experiences or issues that we've dealt with in our past and in our past incarnations. So what does that mean? That means consciously, intently, and with attention, meditating upon or intending that you need to let go of the energies that you've had, whether it's been from guilt, shame, sadness, grief, any type of depressive or depressing situations. That is mental health. So basically anything that has affected your mental health, any emotional energies that are trapped, and you will know that they are trapped because they might have become physical already, then you need to let it go. So if you're thinking about a circumstance, an experience that you've had in this particular lifetime, and you're ruminating upon it, whether it promoted guilt or the feelings of sadness and extreme grief, then that is what you need to let go of. We've had people come in and out of our lives, all of our lives, basically. And yes, we have an imprint of them. We have this beautiful energetic imprint that will never leave. The love that you've had for these relationships will leave. But the more you keep ruminating on that person, or the grief of what you could have done, or that you did do that you wanted to take back, that's in the past. You need to let that go. So that's what I'm saying about that part. Once you let that go, there's an energy that opens up for creativity, and to let the wisdom within you blossom and bloom for upcoming projects, for the rest of your life purpose as you're here. So there's a lot that goes into this card. The message is fairly deep, and it is a deep time. It's I think with the fact that we've had Mercury in retrograde and several different planets that had been or have been or about to go into retrograde, we're feeling the energies of stuff that we do need to let go of. And also that opens up the opportunity for joy to come in, to play, to just have fun at this particular time. And honestly, this is that time period that we really need to have fun. If you're feeling bad about having fun, this is not that time to feel bad. That's what you have to let go of. So let's go on to the next card and find out what story this plays for this particular full moon. Respect. Now, I love this because it's talking about not just respecting others, it's talking about respecting yourself. What is it that you need to do to tap into respecting yourself? Does this mean that you are allowing other people to walk over you, or to want you to do something, and you're basically doing everything for everyone else but not for yourself? This is self-care. This is talking about how we actually have respect. We've respected ourselves. Respect has been large. It's been on the other side, the other side of the veil. The beings that are there are also respecting us for doing what we're doing here on this plane of existence, because it isn't easy. And that said, then we need to adopt that respect for ourselves so that we can move forward in our life purpose clean and clear, with holding anything back. So for example, when we look at if we're disrespecting ourselves, we're letting ourselves go, we're not focusing on our own self-care. If you need rest, take rest. If you find yourself that you're dehydrated, well, then hydrate yourself, because sometimes we're working too hard, or we're doing too many things and we're not thinking about taking a drink of water. Being able to go out into nature, give yourself that time, or exercising, doing something with somebody else, giving yourself the opportunity to actually take part in joy and be joyful. Yes, there's a lot of things going on in the world, and yes, that can tap into awful things that could be happening not only to other people, but could be potentially being put in together behind closed doors. Now that in essence, yes, it's happening. However, when you start to give yourself a little bit of the self-care that you need, that you maybe let go for a while and have not actually focused on for yourself, you're respecting what your body needs, what your soul needs, what your mental health and emotional health needs, and that makes you a better person, which also allows you to be there, to be present for other people. And that said, then you're more apt to help others in the best capacity that you could be. You can't really do anything much more with an empty cup. See what I'm saying? Okay, I'm going to read from my deck again, so that you get an idea of where respect comes from and how to actually utilize it using the affirmation I have. When we feel that we are living by divine motives, with an intention to serve spirit and others in truth and honesty, and that's self and others, we are living a respectful life. Respect is earned by others. Yet we are respected the moment we decide to enter this plane of existence. We fully realize that we are worthy of love and have confidence as a being of light sent as a messenger of spirit. Respect is not about whether we stand in wealth, education, success, or how we choose to live our lives. These are subjective notions imparted by those who would wield their power over others. When we honor our truth and accept our worth, we create a respectful environment upon the earthly plane. When we allow the energy of others to control our belief systems and thoughts without discerning their intentions with our intuition, we lose sight of the respect we bring with us at birth. Choosing to respect oneself gives far greater gains than deferring to others with questionable motives. So that is standing up for yourself as well. Be authentic in your life. Allow your confidence in your path to be steadfast and be willing to give for others as you would for yourself to live a respectful life. As you live by these universal principles, those around you will also recognize this attribute, and you will be respected in return. Give and also get in return. Be confident in your God-given co-creative abilities to manifest in the material. Use your intuition to detect lies and deceit. Success, achievement, and abundance will always follow where respect for self is maintained. And that's what I'm saying right now is this time period, especially as we're transitioning. We're going into the beginnings of what could be called the golden age in 2025. And that said, that just means we're giving humanity the option to actually take the reins, to take back our power seriously and take it from the top down. Like the leaders, the governmental systems, that's where we're talking about losing sight of respect for ourselves because we've allowed other people to pull the reins on us all the time. So this is one of those times, is respecting ourselves, the freedom we have within ourselves, and moving forward from this point forward. Now, our affirmation is, I choose to live a life of truth, honesty, love, and kindness towards myself, and be in service to others to honor spirit and the self. I realize that respect is my countenance and lies within me rather than looking for respect among others who wish to control me. I have confidence in my abilities as a being of light and will live a path of respect always. So this is beautiful, especially at this particular time. We're talking about the Gemini time period where you could choose one path or another. You could choose one trait or another. And in this case, this is saying choose the path of your divine, your divinity, your divine beingness, and find that part within you that always says that you're worthy, because you're worthy of so much more. We've been told so much over our lives that we're sinners. We're not worthy of the love that the universe or God can give us, and so forth. And this may be going against your belief systems, but I fully believe that is wrong. And that's because of the fact that we would not be here for doing what it is that we're doing, living the life that we are, serving others, serving ourselves, without the approval and respect and love and guidance of the universe, God. So why would God ever create something that was not divine? Right? Why would we not be considered worthy of God's love or universal love? But to me, that's just, anyways, it's a fallacy. But again, that's my belief system. I believe that we are all worthy for so much more than we think we have been and we have that we are right now. So respect thine self. And let's move on to the third card, the last card. Ebb and flow. You know what, this came up, I think it might have been the last, was either the last card reading or in my newsletter. So I have a weekly newsletter, like I was saying before, free weekly newsletter. If you go to my website, takebackyourpower.live, and sign up for the free newsletter, then you'll be able to access this every week. And what this is talking about, ebb and flow, is that we are going to see some challenging things. And if we get too far into the drama of it, then we can lose sight of ourselves. So that said, allow life to, take life on life's terms and basically allow the ebb and flow of it. We don't need to stay in that drama. So that means that you can actually be above it. Have the peace, feel the peace that you have within you to stay above it. And what brings you peace? Well, it allows you to, this is actually going right back to respect, allowing yourself the self-care, taking time to do things that you want to around the house if you so desire, or, cleaning up your area, organizing. That also shakes up the energy a bit and allows you more time to be able, and more space within your mind to give towards other things in co-creation with spirit. When you allow your life to, if you look at everything that's going on around you, whether it's through media, social media, or news, or whatever, you could get so far into that woe is me and or the trauma of the drama that you would be you would just get sucked right in. So at this point, what this is saying is find the moments of joy, stick with them, be within the present, and be as happy as you possibly can, because happiness is a choice. So for ebb and flow, I'm also going to read this too, just because I do find that there are some good things that I think people will resonate with in here. Life is like an ocean where the waves can be so gentle and still, or become a tsunami of devastation. The ebbs can be mild or extremely swollen, and the flows can be calm or fast-paced. There can be an undercurrent, blockages caused by stuck energy that cause experiential memories to resurface over and over, or film that lays on the surface like masks placed to avoid dealing with a subject experienced in the past. So that's why I say deal with your stuff right now. The trick is to simply go with the flow of life. Sometimes treading water is all we can do to get through the storms in our lives until it gets calmer. We learn how to weather the storms by trusting in a higher power that is helping to guide us, like a lighthouse leading ships through stormy seas. The point is to be present to the challenge, knowing full well that it is for our benefit in the end to learn the lesson, then carry on. Spirit is always there to throw us a buoy. When we feel like we are caught in an undertow, stuck, depressed, or getting the same results continually, letting go of the friction releases us to continue bobbing through life. If we are in the same mindset of fear, unworthiness, etc., we will continue to encounter the same experience, relationship, or feeling until we alter our state and go with the flow. Let spirit take the reins. When you find yourself ebbing on a big wave, offer your troubles to the universe, then let the new conclusions appear without forcing anything to happen. Trying too hard causes resistance just as much as doubting, fretting, or generating anger within yourself. Sometimes you just have to go with the ebbs and flows and trust that spirit has your back. And that's so true right now, especially with everything that's going on in the world. There seems to be things that are coming to culmination, like it's basically coming to a tipping point, basically. And with that, it is important for us to stay centered, to stay within, like in our present situation with ourselves. Just because we will be seeing more and more things, there's always something going on. But as long as we are able to let go of some of the stuff that we don't need to carry into the new year, then, or basically at any time, we don't need to carry this stuff, this energy, then we're now making room for more abundance, more good things to come in. And I say good things because expect good things. When you expect good things will come. So here's an affirmation for this. I allow for the ebb and flow of experiences in my physical existence to carry me through my life purpose path. As information is gleaned from each life event, I will learn deeply the lesson it teaches me, then will let it go. And that's the important thing at this time too. Like it's not just now. I would say too that we have a lot to chomp on in our lives. But this is basically letting us know where we're sitting at the moment. And in fact, let's go through this again to show the story of where we're sitting on. We have the wisdom of the ages that we could draw upon at this particular time, especially if there's any questions that we have, any decisions that we need to make, any people that we're kind of butting heads with. We have this opportunity to draw upon the wisdom, which will bring in actuality and express in our intuition to let us know what steps we need to take on our path as we move forward. We need to also respect ourselves. We have to know that we are at this point of self-care, especially right now. We're getting so many downloads. We're changing so much in our consciousness, and as the sun, the solar energy keeps changing, as we're going into more and more of that solar maximum, we're basically finding that this is the time period where we're going to need to rest more. We're going to need to process more information. And as we process, watch your emotional outbursts. Let those emotions, kind of get detangled a little bit, and kind of focus on getting yourself up to that right moment so that you can speak without having to ruffle any feathers. So, and then also know that in the ebb and flow of life, especially we just went through the 12/12 portal, so December 12th, we had a time period, and there might be more time where people will exit this existence. In fact, in the coming year, I see a lot of individuals deciding to exit. Now, that said, and I don't want to put any negative spin on this. This is not about that. It's just people are deciding to leave at this particular time only because there's a group of us that have decided that we want to stay here and see the new golden age come in, or foster in some new changes in the coming years ahead, the new era that we're going into. So that said, allow life to be the way that it is, taking with the ebbs and flows, and not taking life so seriously. This is so important to look at. Looking at the other side of the Gemini, look at it, deal with it, because Gemini also brings in dealing with our shadow side, which is what that side is, that the side of us that kind of tackles things that are, with more reactiveness, our the dark moments of ourselves, the parts of us that will walk into fear and kind of, stay in that fearful way. So seeing that happen, watching ourselves, taking a look at the mirror image that we have there, dealing with it, saying, okay, you know what? I accept that I have a shadow side. I am not, and make that choice of whether or not you're going to go in there and just be in your shadow side, or just basically say, you know what? I'm going to deal with it all. If I have any, little, as they call it, skeletons in the closet, I'm going to deal with those. I'm going to deal with the emotional impact and the mental, emotional turmoil that it has dealt to me, whether it's me on my own or seeking out someone else to help me. Then let it go, because we're walking into a new era. And as we do, we don't want to have this guck with us. We want the new, beautiful abundance, because that's what's there. That abundant energy, abundant, wealthy, prosperous, whatever you want to call it, the peacefulness, that energy is there for us. We just need to let go. It's literally almost like a replacing of the energy that we've had, that had brought us down, made us feel very unworthy, top-down structures, people telling us that we're not who we are, or basically putting us down, and us taking it seriously. That said, we are going to be walking in it, and the challenge is to walk into the next side of you that is really truly the divine side of the Gemini. So looking at who you are as a being of light living a physical existence rather than the other way around. So I hope this helps. I hope this was a good reading for you, and that it actually does tap into your desire to let go of some of the old and bringing in more of the new energies that could be very favorable for you. And I hope you have yourself a wonderful full moon. Please like this video if you do, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I encourage you to go to my website, like I was saying before, takebackyyourpower.live, and sign up for my free weekly newsletter, because there's going to be some more really cool things coming up. The channel messages that are there. I have one that's basically a written channel message, as well as my card reading that goes for the week. And it's been, kind of interesting. I think I read it several times after, and it's very interesting. It's getting very real and real in a good way. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the new year.